Poor man. It seems he was eaten by a beast.
Well, partially eaten, to be more precise. Did you see that? A shadow just sprang to life.
Strange magic indeed. Perhaps we're nearing the White Witch's lair.
Ah, the Source Hunter. It is my greatest pleasure to announce to you that we Immaculates have captured the feared White Witch and quarantined her house of horrors. Yes, the greatest known threat to Rivellon has been neutralized, thanks in no small part to you, Source Hunter. Your activities in Sicil drove the snake to her den, and that's where we Immaculates sprang our trap. I am a proud Immaculate, sworn to use my summoner's expertise in service of the goddess's one way and the greater good. Ah, the High Counselor of Sicil. We mourned his tragic death. Yes, every Immaculate honors the memory of that noble man. Still, Source Hunter, I am sworn on my life to guard this quarantine. I serve a higher authority than yours, and will not waver in my duty. I would be remiss not to do my part to close that terrible chapter of the Counselor's legacy. Go on then, Source Hunter. But please tell no Immaculate I let you pass, or it will be my life.
I feel uneasy here. I'd better keep my weapon at the ready.
Son of chaos and eternal night, taught by the heavenly muse to venture down the darkest descent and up to reascend. Excuse us, we had something lodged in our windpipe. Oh, somehow we doubt that very much. Have you ever seen a dragon's pajamas? A rat in a Sunday hat? No, Source Hunter. We do believe this life hasn't finished surprising you. Not in the least. It's quite a lovely sort of barrier, isn't it? Who doesn't enjoy a gentle, breezy motion against one's backside after all? Then again, we suspect it's been hoisted up by some not-so-savoury characters. And we happen to know just how to remove it. The only trouble is finding the right sort of clever, sort of intrepid sort of person to entrust such a secret to. Here's what we propose. We've a fresh batch of 3 brain teasers hot off our thinking caps. Perhaps, if you can answer them correctly, we might find you spirited enough to entrust with the barrier's deepest, darkest secrets. But it isn't all fun and games. We hardly offer second chances to the beriddled. If you give us a single false answer, we'll clam up like morning glories at midnight. So, do you have what it takes? As is your right, I must say, though, that I've never before seen a chicken so perfectly formed into the shape of a human. What's your secret? Well, that particular topic just happens to be our forte. We suppose we could start flapping our gills as easy as summer grass, but where would be the fun in that? We do so love a good brain teaser after all. And it just so happens we've a fresh batch of 3 riddles hot off our thinking cap as we speak. Perhaps if you can answer each and all correctly, Source Hunter, we might find the spirit to tell you everything you need to know about the White Witch. Then again, it isn't all fun and games. We hardly offer second chances to the beriddled. If you give us a single false answer, we'll clam up like morning glories at midnight. This is better news than the Orc Queen misplacing her thumbscrew. But enough delays. Let us begin. Your first riddle begins thus. The ravenous brute tore down my chartreuse gown, ripped out my silken hair by its roots, wrenched my children from me, and fed me to the hogs. Who am I?
An ear of corn.
That's right. An ear of corn fits perfectly.
Bravo, bravo, bravissimo! An ear of corn indeed. Can you imagine a sheath in a chartreuse gown? A pumpkin with silken hair? The fantasies of a fool. Now, on to our second riddle. And this one's sure to stump you. I cannot lie, I cannot lay, but only lie. Who am I?
A stone.
Are you mad? The answer is a politician.
Come now, I'm sure I can convince you to go with my answer just this once.
I'd hardly insist if I wasn't certain I had selected the right answer.
No, we'll do as I say.
You've done it again! I'm thrilled. I'm amazed. I'm liable to present the very last riddle. This one will blow you out of your stockings, so hold on tight. I've a neck as long as twice the width of a toad's tail, as many eyes as half the number of seasons per annum. I'm known to cause hurricanes in the Far East merely by taking off 2 minutes too late. Who am I? Ooh, very good, very good. The last person who tried to solve that riddle puffed away in a small impish huff, mumbling about space-time. But not you. You stuck it out until the very end, you crafty little so-and-so. So, what would you like to know? One thing we know for certain. This barrier doesn't belong here. The wizard Maradino knew as much when he started poking around here. He developed a spell to remove it, but his fancy was caught elsewhere before he bothered to implement it. Down the spell dropped, and up we scooped it. Unfortunately, we aren't quite human enough to get it to work. But you've proven yourself just the right sort of clever, sort of intrepid sort of person we'd love to entrust such a secret to. We thought you'd never ask. What would you like to know? Some call her the Guardian of Lucula. And by our estimations, she's more than earned the title. She's a healing witch, concerned mostly with the safety of the living souls, animals and plants alike, of this forest. And she's been here since even before our great-great-great-great-grandmother, Francisca Toadstool the 44th, can recall. We've long lodged adjacent to her little cabin, and she used to greet us with a "How do you do?" every morning. We do hope she's not entangled in anything unsavory. What a shame it'd be if someone with a penchant for heavy-handed hoe-wielding moved in. Murder? That doesn't sound like her at all, no. Much more interested in patching things up than tearing them down, that one. Then again, it's hard to tell on what stalk a person truly stands until you've seen them at the end of their rope. Isn't that so? We suppose if someone held a sword to our cats, we'd fight them with every last spore we had. Somewhere in her cabin, as far as we know. The last we saw her, she and her apprentice Almina were rushing inside, whispering to one another. They seemed rather anxious. Perhaps they knew that those Immaculates were on their trail. A group of them followed some time after and erected the barrier around the cabin. We haven't seen the White Witch or Almina since.
It appears Maradino had some talent mixed in with all that hot air.
He certainly knew how to remove magical barriers, if nothing else.
I've heard that this Loic fellow is a clown compared to Mangoth. They say he guards the most important Immaculate secret of all.
The place seems to have been searched in a hurry.
Searched? I'd say ransacked is more apt.
A chest full of hidden valuables, is it? But it could be anywhere.
So we'll look everywhere. Did you expect to find it marked on your map?
Beautiful cave, but who knows to what dark purpose the witch might have turned it.
Keep your senses sharp for any sign of source.
Could the Immaculates have slaughtered so many beasts?
I don't doubt it, but the question is, why?
A beautiful view indeed. To think this sanctuary has been compromised by dark forces. forces you can combat.
Did that puddle just address us?
Either that, or our judgment's been addled by mushroom spores.
I've spotted something.
So you found her chest. I'm sure she would have wanted you to have it. Come to the lake. I'll reveal all.
That's more than enough snooping about for you, Lost One.
Not this time.
Pathetic! Do you see the lake below? Please, come and speak to me there. I have so much to tell you.
Time for you to go under the knife.
Thank the blessed vegetarian. You've killed the butchers. But you were too late to save the rest of them. Too late to save the Guardian, too. I am the last alive. Can it be? The Guardian would weep to see such bloodshed in her sanctuary. I'm Thuringer, one of the many wounded creatures the Guardian rescued from the forest and brought here to heal. I thought we'd always be safe in her custody, but now I'm alone here. Oh, my fallen friends. You mean you don't know? Cloaked figures, evil ones, came for the Guardian. They moved quickly, too quickly for any of us to escape. I can still hear the Guardian calling for Almina to flee just as the butchers grabbed her. After they had gotten rid of her, they came for us. For sport, you know? What fun. I watched as they slaughtered each of my friends in turn, laughing like lunatics as those gentle creatures tried to flee. The humans call her the White Witch, but our name for her suits her far better. The mushrooms and herbs she grows here are imbued with her magic, and these she uses to brew potent medicines. How anyone could hurt her, it's unimaginable. The Guardian created this place, a sanctuary for any who seek its shelter. Not even these foul intruders, try as they might, can taint her goodness. One of the cloaked brutes pulled a terrible trick, waded knee-deep into our lake and spoke a strange spell. Then the intruders dragged the Guardian into the water, and a lot of them simply vanished. Where they took her, a humble boar can hardly speculate. My only comfort is that Almina jumped in after them. Perhaps she's watching over the Guardian even now.
It's a terrible sight, isn't it, Source Hunter? The creatures of the earth, laid low so violently.
Source Hunter! Oh, thank heaven you're here! Ikara, the witch, she's been taken. Immaculates, they're everywhere. Ikara, she's been kidnapped, taken, carried off by murderers. It's the Archer. That much I know for sure. She's been plotting her revenge for years now. I told Ikara, but she wouldn't believe it. And now look, the grotto's overrun with murderers! Ikara's been kidnapped! And gods know what else the Andrews planning! Haven't you had to look around? This place is infested with immaculates. They'd just as soon slit my throat as blow their noses. Yours too, you know. 2 reasons. 2 very terrible reasons. Don't you know? These immaculates aren't to Leandra alone. The conduit, my hiney. Second, Leandra's had it out for Ikara for 2 long years. When she left here, she was a hate machine. Eyes blazing, steam coming from her nose, almost. Why, I lived among them both for years. Leandra and I never quite took to one another, but Ikara's my protector, my friend. Some years ago, a wizard came to join them here, Zandalor. He and Ikara fell in love, which drove Leandra batty. She stormed away and disappeared for 2 long years. As far as I know, she never said word one to her sister or Zandalor during all that time. Ikara! Oh, dear Ikara! Oh, she protected me when no one else would. She cared for any who asked. Dear, wonderful Ikara. I escaped to a grotto from Ibarheim. Oh, a terrible place. Oh, I get the shivers just thinking about it. I begged her for asylum, and she agreed before I'd even finished my plea. Oh, dear, dear Ikara. Ah! Thought of ice, torture, enslavement. A terrible place for all, but for an imp, there is no worse hell. Hundreds of my brothers toil there still, building the king's mazes and prisons. Oh, I'm the only one who managed a way out. Poor lost brothers. And that is just where they've taken her, Sword Hunter. They've taken Ikara to that frigid abyss. Yippee! Will you go then? Will you find her? Oh, good! Oh, wonderful! To the lake then, friend. The lake. It can be used for rift travel between this realm and that. That's where they took her. That's where you must go. You're telling me? Please, Sword Hunter, you must find Ikara. If you claim to fight for order and good, there's no one else you'd sooner save.
Arthurius, what have we here? It seems you failed to sniff out one of the witch's little friends. Luckily for us, the fox knew better than to hide from the hound. That's immaculate business and none of yours. Though I'd think that, taking a peek at this sad little cave, you'd have guessed. A sauce hunter! Even worse than cauldron-stirring scum. Won't rest until you see the world rid of the essence of the divine, will you? You say you are no friend to the witch, yet like her you would dare to obstruct the conduit's purpose. 2 rotten stalks upon the same plant, it seems, determined to spoil the roots. Might as well be the 5th dimension for all the good that information will do you. The mountains will sing and the rivers wail before the witch will be released. Will you now? Well, that is certainly news. You see, I believe Arthurius has gotten your scent. Isn't that right, boy? Yes. There's nothing he savors quite so much as the flesh of a cornered lost one. Arthurius, attack!
Attack the heathen!
My blows.
A weak voice addresses you. It seems to emanate from the lake's depths.
By the morning mist, you've made it. Time is short, Source Hunter. You must come. I must tell you, the Guardian is here. Here, in this strange plain. I am Almina. Friend to the White Witch. But we peaceful souls were attacked, chased, and she was dragged into this strange dimension. Part of Fairy, it must be. I came to find her, but it's too late. Cold. Yet deathly fires blaze. You must come. It seems changed, corrupted. The elements in turmoil. This was once a place called Heiberheim, but something is happening here. I will reveal all. You must come, please, Source Hunter. The cultist who captured her. They had some kind of spell. It turned this very lake into a rift leading into this realm.
Hold on now, comrade. We can't well dive headlong into a magical lake rift without having the faintest idea about what awaits on the other side. A mysterious voice hardly counts as credible. I say there's no good to come from putting such faith in a magical curiosity. One wants to wander into the unknown, blithe as a toddler, and the other finds some wisdom in old Medora's cautiousness, it seems. In this case, comrade, the discussion solves the better part of the problem. If there be sorcerers waiting for us on the other side of this rift, I say we prepare to meet them with swords blazing, bows loaded, and all your flashy, washy, magic-y stun-a-go at the ready.
Warm as dragon's breath!
The spell has worked! But how can we be sure we're not walking into an ambush?
We've made it this far. I doubt whatever lies beyond that rift can stop us now.